Yeah, I guess it.
So,
Yeah, Rhyzohm.
BPF, just a quick question. So, if you don't engage in things like cloud farming, how do you explain the meme where you're making fun of Dylan's suicide attempt and saying he has Down syndrome and saying it's a
Uh,
fake suicide attempt or that he's
so,
faking being
so
gay?
I remember seeing this picture. It was made 5 years ago, and it was from 2017. This art piece that had all these people on it, and I just realized how dead that community was. Nobody cares about basically all the people in the image anymore, right? And I realized, was it because the audience grew up? Was it because the times had changed? What is it that's happening that happened there that I can do to avoid happening to me and happening to the community that I'm in, right? Because I feel like we've seen a lot of communities. This isn't just a Twitch politics thing, but just period. Communities will pop up and just fade because either the audience moves on, the creators move on, or just the times change and it's no longer relevant. And it's something that I
what's the
actually
answer?
I have zero idea.
Right. You see what I mean? There it was just we're right back where we started is like the only answer to this, I think, is that you have to start from the beginning and you have to have the vision in mind for what it is that you want. You have to rigorously pursue that vision and you better make damn sure that that's what you wanted because you're probably going to end up being stuck with it. So it's like I tend to agree with what you're saying here, and I think you agree with me. It's just that we don't like the answer, right? It's not a fun thing to have to um kind of reconcile in your brain. Oh shit, there's a lot of things that I want to do here, and I have a lot of talents that I want to get out there, and no one's ever really going to know about them because I'll have to sacrifice large portions of my audience in order to do that. And I think that that's kind of a serious problem, you know.
I I think like the thing that I'm trying to realize if it's like what can I do to make that not happen, and I think the thing I'm realizing is I need to
Nothing.
continue. I mean, either a like continue to improve that my content to a point where there's a reason for people to come back. Like if I stagnate, then eventually people will like go away. Continue to like grind, make sure that I'm not bored of my content. Because if I'm bored of my content, I'm not having a good time. Other people are gonna notice that. But really, like it might also, if it's like powers outside of my control, like it's either the space just generally dying or like the time's just moving on. There's nothing I could do. But if it's a failing of me as an individual, then obviously there are things I can do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think alluding to circumstance is probably a good thing to point out, right? Is that one of the major parts of the circumstance, though, is that if you have the expectations, how do you incorporate the expectations into brand new, never before seen content? I don't think that's just difficult. I think in some cases it's just outright impossible. And that maybe it's okay to bite the bullet that it is, right? Like, is it worth the risk if you lose your entire income stream and you had to go get a job tomorrow and you can only do this for a couple hours a day and you had to completely rebuild your audience from the ground up? Is it worth it to you to get that other content out? And if the answer is
Oh
yes,
yeah,
then
that's
do
a good.
that.
That is
And
a
if the answer is yes, then do that.
that right there is probably the best framing because for me, the idea of having to get like a normal job outside of this, I would hate it. I would despise it, right? Because I enjoy this so much in comparison
Did
to
we
what
lose
other.
him?
Oh, am I still here? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear him. Can you not, Andrew?
Huh. Hello, Andrew?
Uh, can he hear us?
I don't know.
No, no, no. I'm still here. I'm sorry.
Can you hear
Oh,
me,
okay.
Andrew?
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
got you.
I guess for me, I enjoy this work way too much. The idea of giving this up for a gig at Walmart or like CVS is like unbelievable to me. I
Yeah,
got
but
really
I
lucky.
build robots, and I think that that's fun as shit. So,
True.
from my perspective, from my perspective, you would have to heap on a whole lot of money for me to want to do this full time, right?
Yeah.
So I think again, this is circumstance and situational. But I think it's far easier to spot this in these smaller spheres and understand the different pitfalls that you want to avoid. The whole dynamic that I came up with for the beginning of the Crucible was that slow and steady won the race. That I had specific objectives I wanted to reach, and we didn't need to reach them fast. It wasn't necessary, and it still isn't necessary. And every single day we grow, every single day we have more people coming in, and it's because those objectives are being realized. So if from your perspective, you're like, look, man, Andrew, going and getting a job sounds fucking terrible,
Yeah.
and I'd rather do what I'm doing right now for the rest of my life rather than
Okay,
have to go
okay,
do
not the rest of
that,
my
rather than
life.
back.
That's another thing. If this is my peak, oh my god. If this is what I'm gonna be doing forever, hosting the Hippy Dippy Roundtable to 20,000 viewers on YouTube, I wouldn't be happy with that either.
Well, I mean, but it's not just a measure of happy, it's a measure
Yeah.
of compromise. So the thing is like if you really wanted to move into different content, you may have to start completely over. And if that's not worth it to you, then I think the hippy dippy is your future, right?
Hippy
How do
Dippy
you
Roundtable
how do you
forever.
how do you reconcile that? I don't think you can.
Yeah, I guess it
So
yeah, Rhyzohm?
BPF, just a quick question. So if you don't engage in things like cloud farming, how do you explain the meme where you're making fun of Dylan's suicide attempt and saying he has Down syndrome and saying it's a
Uh,
fake suicide attempt or that he's
so
faking being
so
gay?
so back up, right? I think that every single time you interject, so I have to ask you a serious question. Have you even been following this
Burns is
conversation?
an immoral,
Yeah,
morally
partially, but
corrupt,
also
and
I just
bankrupt
wanted to
man.
ask that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and we can get to it, but I just wanted to let you know you clearly aren't following the conversation.
Oh, okay, I'll take
And
the L there, but yeah, I still have
yeah,
that
yeah. So
question.
so the reason that I know you're not following the conversation
Yeah, I already took
is
the L.
because we've already cleared up the fact when we define clout farming and what we're talking about, it's in a realistic sense. I'm not immune from it any more than anybody else is. It always goes back to motivation. The criticisms that I have of Dylan Burns are legitimate, including on the homosexual front and several of these other things. And I think that those are worthy of us discussing and getting into. But that really isn't the purpose of the conversation we're having right now, which I'm enjoying. And you're kind of fucking it up. So why
I
don't you
see.
just
But
sit
so
there?
yeah,
Why
a
don't you just
legitimate
sit
criticism
there?
is him being fake gay or faking a suicide
Yeah,
attempt.
yeah, no, I think that those are both legitimate criticisms. And those are things that we should get to. We're probably not going to be able to get to them today because I have to leave in about 10 minutes or so. But those are things we need to get to. But instead of interjecting while we're having a pleasant conversation, for once, I don't get these that much. Why don't you just fucking sit there? And if we get to that, we get to that. And if we don't, we don't.
I mean, it sounds like you might have a lot to say about it right now.
Yeah, but I don't. I want to finish the conversation that we're having right now. I can always come back on another time, or he can come on my channel another time, or we could just privately Discord about it another time. If that's something that needs to be discussed. Right
Was this
now,
not you manufacturing
why
drama?
don't you shut the fuck up and let us finish our
Well,
conversation?
you can just say no, it wasn't if you don't think it
Why
was.
don't you shut the fuck up and let us finish our
So
conversation?
since you can't say no, it was manufacturing drama then, I guess.
I don't have the time to get into this with you right
I
now.
mean, a yes or a no takes like 10 seconds.
Okay, fuck you. That took me 10 seconds.
That took less than 10 seconds. Do you know how to
Great.
count?
Great.
So it was
Just sit
manufacturing
there.
drama because you're not saying
Just
no.
just sit there.
So I guess it was because you're not saying no. Okay.
That's nice. You can
Jesus
interject
Christ.
whatever you would like, but
Name
you're
of the
clearly
game.
retarded and
I
should
mean, it
just
would
sit
be
there.
easy to just say no if it wasn't.
Have you been following the conversation? Your
I
answer
already
is
said I take
no.
the L. I haven't. The
Well, then
conversation's
shut
been
up.
pretty sleeper.
Then shut
But you
up.
can just say no, it wasn't manufactured drama if it wasn't.
No, I already told you it was a legitimate criticism. Did the words legitimate criticism come out of my mouth already? Or are you having
Yeah,
trouble following that
they
portion
did.
of the
So yeah,
conversation itself?
faking being gay, quote unquote, is a legitimate criticism. Faking a suicide attempt and having Down syndrome are legitimate criticisms,
Okay, so
and
the down
not
wait, wait,
trauma,
wait,
not
back up.
manufacturing drama.
The
When you just post
drama
that out of the blue on Twitter,
just why don't you stop for a second? The Down syndrome Burns is funny.
Burns is an immoral,
Sorry, it's just
morally
funny.
corrupt, bankrupt
so
man.
Down syndrome is funny.
No, the Down syndrome Burns is funny. You didn't think it was funny? I think
I
Dylan
guess I don't
possibly
really
thought it was
worry about
funny.
that part, but it just seems like you are manufacturing drama, posting
Okay,
this out of
so back
nowhere.
up. Was that funny or not?
That's not what's in contention. The question that's been on the table the
Okay,
whole time is
but
this
hang
you
on. I just
manufacturing
answered.
drama and you're not answering?
I
Yeah,
just
okay,
answered
it's
yours.
legitimate criticism. That doesn't mean that you're manufacturing
So
drama.
back
It can be
up.
legitimate criticisms and you're still manufacturing drama.
Well, you tell me when you're done and when I can speak, and I will.
When I go silent, that's when I'm done.
So that would be now, right?
Oh, you're picking up what I'm putting down. Nice.
Okay, so then can you answer my question with a yes or no like I did yours? Was the Down syndrome Burns a funny meme or not?
To me, no.
But obviously a lot of people thought it was funny, right?
Okay, that's a separate question. So
Yeah,
probably people
and
think Down syndrome is funny. Yeah.
okay, so was I making fun of Down syndrome people or was I making fun of Dylan Burns?
You say I have Down syndrome, and then you also say fake being gay, fake suicide attempt.
hmm
So it
Yeah,
seems like you're making fun of a lot of people
so
there.
let's back up again.
To
The
what?
the fake well, I'm trying to address these point by point. Do you want me to or not?
Go ahead.
Well, if you're just gonna keck, I'm not gonna engage with it.
I'm listening. I'm just
Okay, great.
chuckling.
So, do you think that it's rational for a person to say that Dylan Burns ended up sleeping with women that it might put a question as to whether or not he was homosexual?
No, because
Why?
he's not homosexual. He's queer.
That doesn't mean anything.
Aha. To you.
No, well, tell me what it means.
Well, why do you think Dylan uses it? Is it because it's
Now
meaningless?
answer my question. Tell me what it means.
Oh, you keep asking me. You keep answering my questions with questions, so I'm going to do the same. I
I
guess it's a
just
meaningless term
answered.
when Dylan says queer, then, right?
I just answered your question directly. So, I mean, do we can just do it one for one if you'd like.
Okay, sure. So
Okay,
queer
great.
has a meaning to it.
So what does it mean?
It means that you're not het.
Okay, so then you sleep with members of the same sex then.
Not necessarily.
Well, then tell me. Well, then what does it mean? You're not telling me
You
anything.
could be asexual. It could mean a lot of things.
So queer means asexual?
It could, yeah. It means that
Oh,
you're not
it could.
hetero.
No, okay. So why don't you give me the definition of it meaning asexual? I'll wait.
Okay, I'm asexual and I'm queer.
Well, okay. So how how can you reconcile those two things if asexual, even under your definition of attraction, means that you don't have sex nor attraction to other people? That would be
I
non-sexual,
mean, we could
right?
just ask Dylan right here why he
Well,
calls
no,
himself queer.
you're the asshole who interjected, so you justify your own bullshit.
We're talking about Dylan's queerness.
You're the
Queerness
asshole
is
who
a subjective
interjected,
thing.
so
Queerness is a
you
subjective thing. So
okay,
I'm just gonna pass it to
so
Dylan.
oh, you're just gonna pass the buck. What a
Correct.
cowardly fuck. You bring it
Yeah,
up,
cowardly.
and then
I'm
you
gonna
run
tell
away from
Dylan,
it.
or I'm gonna ask Dylan to explain why he says queer.
Well, I'm gonna
It's
ask
not-
you to explain it
because he's not straight. That's the easy that you just
okay,
won't accept that answer.
well, I don't know what it means, and you won't explain it.
You aren't straight. I don't know how to explain that in a more simple
So what is
manner.
straight? Okay, so what does straight mean?
You like the opposite gender, quote unquote opposite.
No, it's you like the opposite sex. Why would it be gender?
Oh my God, see, you're trying to have a separate conversation.
No, this is tied completely in. So I'm asking you specifically, why is it gender and not sex? That doesn't make any sense to me. You could change your gender on the spot and nobody could stop you. Would you then be a homosexual?
See, so you just want to have a conversation about trans people.
You can't answer the fucking question because you're an idiot. Just sit there, like I told you. Why would you engage with me? You're a fucking idiot.
Dude, all you're trying to do is have a conversation about trans people when you're out here saying you're doing virtuous shit as a good Christian man, calling people fake gay, making fun of their suicide attempts and their immutable characteristics like having Down syndrome. What a virtuous dude you are.
Back up. One more time. I put out a funny meme that made a comparison, and it was funny. But back to what you're saying, if I ask you to define the simple terms you're being critical of me with, you can't fucking do it. Are you stupid? Define the term.
It's so irrelevant to the conversation for me to define what queerness is.
So you're going to criticize me because I say fake gay, but you can't tell me what it even fucking means? Shut up.
You got butthurt real quick when someone calls you out on your bullshit.
No, all you're doing is cope laughing.
All you got to do is retreat to like some homophobia memes.
Are you going to define it or not? Just say no. I don't know.
You already got an answer out of me.
You didn't give me one.
You can imply unless you're that retarded.
Okay, so tell me what the answer was.
That's what I thought. Are we done?
That's what I thought. Now you're done, right? I thought.
I mean, it seems like you're done too, dog.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine to continue this. Can you tell me what the answer is? What does queer mean? And what does straight mean?
I already told you. I already told you both of those things.
Then
You
give me
just
the
don't
answer
accept
again.
the answer that I give you.
Then give me the answer again.
I already said it. If you're not listening, you have goldfish memory.
Because you didn't give me an answer.
I actually did. Word
Great.
for word.
Great. So do it again. What does queer mean? You said not straight. What does straight
Oh,
mean?
I
Not
did
queer?
say something. Wait,
Those are,
wait,
but
did you
those are
just say?
non-answers. They're
Those are
non-definable.
words that I just said,
But
huh?
those are non-definitional.
Yeah, if somebody's straight, they're not queer.
Okay, gotcha. So if someone's not a man, they're a woman. That's what man means. Are you? I mean, does that even make sense to you? What the fuck
I
are
know
you
what you're
talking
trying
about?
to do, but yeah, queerness
Yeah,
is
you
defined
mean
against
make good
something.
points? Are you
Queerness is
going?
defined against something. It is.
Okay,
If you can't
great.
accept that, it just
So what
is.
is it defined against?
Straightness.
So what is straightness?
Dude, we just did this.
So tell me again, what is straightness?
I don't understand how any of this has to do with your tweet. It's
Well,
just you trying to go off on some transphobic
it's
shit.
me literally sitting here trying to get you to tell me what it is definitionally you would even have with it, and you can't. So you just detract. Just answer my fucking question.
The issue I have
straight
is
mean
that
two
you are
people
somebody
of the
who's saying
same-
I'm virtuous, I'm good, I'm building such a great. I'm so above
Yeah,
this drama
yeah.
shit, and you're posting tweets
No,
out
I'm
here
not. I
calling
didn't say
Dylan fake
that.
gay, you're saying his suicide attempt is fake,
Didn't
and you're
say I was
just
above
making
it.
fun of his Down syndrome.
No,
Like, oh,
didn't
it seems
say
like you're really not out here manufacturing
You
drama.
know what's funny?
There's not even a retweet here. That's just like your own tweet
Do
you
you,
just
do you
decided to
know?
put out
Do
there.
you know what a straw man is?
Is it you tweeting this out?
No, a straw man would be you building up and constructing an argument that I never made and then arguing against it. So I'm asking you if you're critical of what I'm saying. I think that that's fine.
Burns is
So I'm just asking you to define the term straight.
Man.
What does straight mean? Does that mean two people of the same gender who are attracted to each other? Or
Oh
people
man,
of the
I am
same
not here to
sex?
debate you on sexuality because you don't understand it, man.
So you can't actually reinforce any of your claims.
Maybe the fact that you don't understand it means that could explain why you think Dylan is faking being gay. Maybe that's it.
You still can't define for me what straight even means. If you could do that, I think we could make progress in the conversation, but I just don't think you can do it. What does straight mean? Same gender or same sex?
Dude, I'm done engaging.
Yeah,
I already told you. This is about you tweeting this out.
Probably should have been done.
Drama.
Yeah, you probably should have been done engaging before you even tried to
corners
engage.
that you want to debate me in over your conceptual bullshit.
Look at
instead
you.
of actually owning up to your actions.
Still running.
The honorable person would.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. Does straight mean same sex or same gender? Do you know? You don't know, do you? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Hello? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm sorry. Okay, I don't. Holy fuck. I think it's coming up on your time limit. A minute of an hour 45. It's well, it's 2:44 over where I'm at, so I don't know if you have any time left to even talk. We were talking about what was it? It was platforming.
I've actually got a roll. Like I told you, I only had about an hour and a half roughly, and we're a little bit over that, about an hour 45 minutes.
Okay, I don't want to keep you any longer then.
Yeah, I've got to get to another debate at 9 p.m. But it was fun kicking your friend's teeth in. He's obviously stupid. I appreciated the conversation, though, man. Have a good day.
You have a good day, BPF.
Well,
your chat's
not happy with me.